The psychology of emotional avoidance. Why the mind runs from feeling and how presence restores inner strength. Introduction. Emotional avoidance is one of the most misunderstood psychological patterns. Most people believe they are avoiding pain. In truth, they are avoiding awareness. They are not afraid of emotion itself. They are afraid of what emotion might reveal. Emotional avoidance does not look dramatic. It looks ordinary. It looks functional. It looks responsible. It looks like staying busy. It looks like constant productivity. It looks like scrolling late at night. It looks like filling every quiet moment with noise. It looks like being strong by not feeling. This is why emotional avoidance is so common. It hides inside normal life. The mind learns early that some feelings feel dangerous. Sadness feels heavy. Grief feels endless. Shame feels exposing. Fear feels destabilizing. Loneliness feels unbearable. So the mind learns to escape. Today we explore this escape. Not with judgment. Not with blame. But with understanding. Stoicism teaches that freedom begins with awareness. Psychology teaches that healing begins when avoidance ends. Part 1. What emotional avoidance truly is. Emotional avoidance is a protective strategy. Psychologically, it is the mind choosing short-term relief over long-term integration. The brain notices discomfort and redirects attention away from feeling toward distraction. This redirection feels like relief, and relief feels like safety. So the brain learns a rule. Do not stay with what hurts. This rule becomes automatic. Emotional avoidance is not conscious most of the time. It is reflex. You do not think, I will avoid this feeling. You think, I will just stay busy. I will deal with it later. I do not have time to feel. This is not important. But the emotion remains. Emotions that are not processed do not disappear. They wait. Part 2. How emotional avoidance begins. Emotional avoidance often begins early. Children learn emotional rules through experience. Some learn, do not cry. Be strong. Do not complain. Do not feel too much. Some learn, your emotions overwhelm others. Your sadness is inconvenient. Your fear is weakness. Some learn, no one responds when you express emotion. So the child adapts. Adaptation becomes identity. I am fine. I am independent. I do not need anyone. I do not feel deeply. These statements feel empowering. But they are protective masks. Psychology calls this emotional suppression or avoidance. Stoicism calls it unconscious slavery to fear. The Stoics did not avoid emotion. They avoided being ruled by it. Part 3. The nervous system and emotional avoidance. The nervous system plays a central role. When an emotion arises, the nervous system evaluates threat. If it senses danger, it activates defense. Fight, flight, freeze, numb. Emotional avoidance is a form of flight. The body stays alert. The mind stays busy. Stillness feels unsafe. This is why many people cannot sit quietly. Silence activates feeling. So distraction becomes safety. Phones, noise, work, entertainment, constant stimulation. This keeps the nervous system occupied. But a nervous system that never rests becomes exhausted. Part 4. Why avoidance feels necessary. Emotions demand presence. Presence requires slowing down. Slowing down allows awareness. Awareness reveals truth. Truth can be uncomfortable. Truth reveals unmet needs. Unresolved grief. Suppressed anger. Unspoken fear. Ignored desires. Avoidance keeps these hidden. Stoicism teaches that truth is neutral. It is our judgment that creates suffering. Psychology agrees. Emotions are information, not danger. But the mind does not know this automatically. It must be taught. Part 5. The culture of emotional avoidance. Modern culture encourages emotional avoidance. Busy is praised. Rest is guilt. Achievement is identity. Stillness is laziness. People are rewarded for functioning, not for processing. So emotional avoidance becomes invisible. People say, I am fine. I am just tired. I am just stressed. But beneath the surface something remains unresolved. The cost is subtle but cumulative. Part 6. How emotional avoidance shapes behavior. Emotional avoidance shapes choices. People avoid relationships that require vulnerability. They avoid conversations that require honesty. They avoid boundaries that require discomfort. They avoid self-reflection that requires humility. They stay in familiar patterns, even unhealthy ones. Avoidance keeps life small. Stoicism teaches expansion through courage. Not aggression. Not force. But presence. Part 7. Emotional avoidance and control. Many people believe avoidance gives control. In reality, it gives the illusion of control. When emotions are avoided, they grow stronger beneath awareness. They influence decisions indirectly. Irritability. Impatience. Overreaction. Withdrawal. Shutdown. These are emotions seeking expression. Stoicism teaches control through observation. Psychology teaches control through integration. Both reject avoidance. Part 8. Emotional avoidance in relationships. Relationships expose emotional avoidance quickly. Intimacy requires emotional presence. Avoiders struggle with emotional conversations, conflict resolution, vulnerability, dependence. They may appear calm, but feel distant. They may appear strong, but feel disconnected. Relationships require feeling, not intensity. Presence. Stoic calm does not mean emotional distance. It means emotional clarity. Part 9. The cost of long-term avoidance. Long-term avoidance creates disconnection. Disconnection from self. Disconnection from others. Disconnection from meaning. People feel empty, numb, lost. They chase stimulation to feel alive. But stimulation fades. The body eventually speaks through tension or illness. The mind through anxiety or depression. Avoidance delays healing. It does not prevent pain. Part 10. Stoic wisdom on emotional presence. Stoicism teaches facing reality calmly. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself to sit with discomfort. Not dramatize it. Not flee it. Epictetus taught that avoiding what frightens us gives it power. Stoic presence means staying with experience without judgment. This does not mean indulging emotion. It means witnessing it. Part 11. How to begin reducing emotional avoidance. Change begins gently. Not with force. Not with exposure. Not with pressure. Begin with noticing. Notice when you distract. Notice when silence feels uncomfortable. Notice when you avoid reflection. Do not judge. Observe. Short moments of stillness. Short moments of awareness. Short moments of honesty. The nervous system learns safety gradually. Part 12. Learning to feel without being overwhelmed. Emotional presence is a skill. You feel, but you do not identify. You notice, but you do not drown. You allow, but you do not act impulsively. This builds emotional strength. Stoicism calls this inner discipline. Psychology calls it emotional regulation. Part 13. Integration instead of escape. Integration means allowing emotion to pass through awareness. Emotions are temporary. Avoidance makes them permanent. Presence allows movement. The more you allow, the less power emotion has. This is the paradox. Part 14. Emotional courage. Emotional courage is quiet. It is not expression. It is not intensity. It is not confession. It is staying present when escape is tempting. It is sitting with discomfort without distraction. This builds inner authority. Closing. Emotional avoidance is not failure. It is learned protection. But protection must evolve. Stoicism teaches calm confrontation with reality. Psychology teaches awareness without judgment. Together they teach freedom. You do not need to feel everything at once. You do not need to fix everything now. You only need to stop running. Presence restores strength. Awareness restores clarity. And calm returns naturally.